Hello, good day. This is now the fourth Sunday in Ordinary Time. More and more, I should say, at this time of year, the focus is on introducing the Lord, on establishing His presence as the Messiah, as the central figure of our salvation, as opposed to anything else that was previously accepted. For example, with the Hebrews, it was the law, the first 5 books, the Pentateuch. In the first reading from Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verses 15 to 20, Moses spoke to all the people, saying, "A prophet like me will the Lord, your God, raise up for you among your own kin. To him shall you listen." In other words, God will send you somebody very, very special. And you should listen to him, which is to say, obey him, because he will give you the commands that God has for you. And that if you respond positively, everything will be well. If you do not, you will have to answer to God for it. In the gospel reading, the people are astonished. That's said twice in a sense, astonished and amazed, that he taught them with authority and not as the scribes. What the scribes would do would be to quote scrolls, books, for their authority. But Jesus spoke from his own self, because in his very person there was the authority. He did not need to go to scrolls or books for authority, but rather he was the basis in himself for authority. And even the unclean spirit testifies to his authority when it says, "I know who you are, the Holy One of God." And then when Jesus sends off the unclean spirit, the people are amazed. What is this? A new teaching with authority. He commands even the unclean spirits, and they obey him. In other words, here is the authority, has the power to command and be obeyed. Jesus establishes his authority. He is the one we should pay attention to, the one we should please. And that brings us to the second reading, Paul's first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 7, verses 32 to 35. "I should like you to be free of anxieties." What's this idea of anxieties? When we accomplish what we think is important for us, we are at peace with ourselves. In other words, we have in mind what we should be doing, what we should accomplish. And when we accomplish those things that are important to us, then we're at rest, we're at peace. And he's saying, Paul is saying, well, what should be important to us is pleasing the Lord. He is the one who has come to us with authority. He has the right to be listened to be obeyed. When he speaks, we should listen to him. We should go out of our way to please him. So our goal in life should be to please the Lord. If we have a life filled with with many worldly demands, our efforts are going to be dispersed over a wide range. But the fewer responsibilities we have, the more emphasis we could put on the greatest and most important responsibility, to please the Lord. I think that's the basic message here. He's really not saying don't get married, but rather he is saying do your best to please the Lord. And the less you're involved, you have worldly responsibilities, then the more time, the more effort you could put into focusing on pleasing the Lord. And that's the most important thing in our lives. That's our first priority. Well, whatever our responsibilities are, as long as we make the Lord first, then everything will be well for us, now and forever. God bless you all.